Greetings, Arcs! Shadgon here, and today we are going to talk about a build for Techters. Techters are the de facto support class of PSO2, and it's never a bad idea to have one in your party. For this build, we are also including a look at a good subclass for Techter, the Force, which syncs up so well with Techter I can't imagine a better combination at this time of recording. Without further delay, let's look at the build. First, let's look at the Detector Tree. The main ability of the Techter is Shift to D-Band, which both increases the damage dealt to enemies and reduces the damage dealt to allies for 60 seconds. This skill has a 15-second cooldown, which means it will always be ready for use even before its effects wear off. It can be further upgraded with a multitude of skills. When all of them are acquired, extend the ability's range, triple its duration, make it easier to down enemies, deal more damage to those downed enemies, increase natural PP recovery, status effect resistance, and will even apply to players you revive. This is a must-have ability when dealing with high-level enemies. The next ability to grab is Rest of Field Techter, which heals allies near you when you use a rest assign. Slow Landing Charge allows you to fall slowly when charging techniques. The primary weapon of the Techter is the Wand, and there are several abilities that make it better. Wand Lovers allows you to deflect attacks with your normal attack, and makes you immune to knockback for a set time, which is good for fighting large enemies up close. Wand Element Change will grant your wand elemental properties when you charge a technique. For example, if you charged a fire technique, your normal attacks will deal fire damage. Upgrade this skill with Wand Element Revoke, and you can cancel your elemental attack by holding down the weapon action button. Wand Parry Counter allows you to unleash a counterattack if you successfully block an attack with your weapon action and follow up with a normal attack. Upgrading this with Wand Parry Counter Advanced adds a shockwave to your counter. Lastly, on the Detector Tree, we put 5 points into Weak Element Amplifier, which makes your Photon Blast charge faster if you attack an enemy with its elemental weakness. The Force Tree has some skill overlap with Techter, so we're going to take advantage of that. Start by maxing out PP Conversion, which is a skill that, when activated, temporarily reduces your max HP by a small amount, and increases your natural PP recovery by a huge amount. Upgrading this with PP Conversion increase gives you an extra charge of this skill, allowing you to use it more often. Next, we max out PP Recovery Boost, which gives a substantial boost to natural PP recovery that is always active. Eradication PP Gain will restore some of your PP when nearby enemies are defeated or downed. Lastly, we grab Bartablot and Zonderklad, which are also present in the Techter Tree, but grabbing them on your Force Tree frees up Techter skill points. Bartablot allows you to create an ice sigil on an enemy by hitting them with several uncharged ice techniques. When the sigil is formed, destroying it with a charged ice technique will cause a highly damaging explosion. Zonderklad produces a similar effect, putting you in an electrically charged state after using several uncharged lightning techniques. When in this state, casting a charged lightning technique will deal increased damage, then return you to normal. It's important to note that this build only uses 19 skill points in the Force Tree. Leaving unspent skill points negatively affects your battle power, so place that last point anywhere you want. This won't affect the build, but brings your BP up. The main goal of a Techter is to buff the party with Shift to D-Band and attack from afar with techniques. But the wand is also a powerful melee weapon, so they can also fight up close if distance isn't possible. Techters excel at fighting groups of enemies. When mobbing, the lightning technique Gizond is your best tool. It releases an electrical sphere that hits an enemy repeatedly. This builds up Zonderklad very fast. Once Zonderklad is active, use a charged Gizond to nuke the enemies around you with electricity. When fighting bosses, The goal is to focus on using techniques with their elemental weakness to both down them and build up your photon blast in order to deal massive damage. For gear, we use an Evil Coat wand and 3 copies of Vialto Armor Shiza. Evil Coat weapons charge your photon blast faster when attacking, and Vialto Armor increases your max HP and damage resistance. Techters have less HP than other classes, so this helps survivability. The augments we want for this are Technique 3, Meltech Doable 3, Next Soul 2, and Gigas Technique 2. With these augments placed on all of your gear, your technique potency boost will reach a minimum of 37%. That wraps up Techter. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, please consider liking and subscribing for more PSO2 content. This is Shadgon, signing out.